Hey everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day. And I love to do these lives on Mondays. If you're watching here live, I want to acknowledge you. If someone has shared this with you and you find the information valuable, check out my fan page, Susan Sly Live. I'd love to see you there. Anyway, it's been interesting. Over the past few days, I took my kids to Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within. I've done this event before. I've even done speaking events where I get to share the stage with Tony. And in my personal opinion and professional opinion, he is masterful at what he does. I mean, Tony has been at it for almost 4 decades, and he really walks the walk and lives the work. And so if you get the opportunity to attend that event, I highly do recommend it. But it was interesting because one of the things Tony was talking about is the decision. And that when we make a decision to do something, that we're going to end up being tested. And how many of you agree with this? You know that you made a decision before in your life for something, and then suddenly that test appears. And what amateurs tend to do is they'll tend to shy away and say, you know what, this business isn't going to work. Losing weight isn't going to work. This relationship isn't going to work. And here's the bottom line that I want to share. In the face of challenge, we can either give up or get better. So I'm going to say it again. In the face of challenge, we can give up or we can get better. And I want to give you a few tips for doing that today. So before I do, just a couple quick announcements. So number one, if you are watching this on Monday, at 6:30 Pacific, I am, along with my team, we're doing an amazing presentation on business automation. So you can check out www.automatemybusiness.agency. On April 4th, I start my OWILE Entrepreneurs class. And in that class, I'm teaching structure, function, how to get organized, how to stop freaking procrastinating. Because in business, when you procrastinate, you definitely lose money. So that's coming up. And you can find out more about that on my website, susansly.com. So let's get into it. So I was thinking about this. So there I am, doing the thing with Tony Robbins. And one of the things I'll tell you as a speaker and trainer, a friend of mine, I was at an event recently and I said to him, are you going to be at the event? And he said, well, Susan, I only go to events if I'm speaking at them. And I'm like, that's why you're constantly stuck looking for new clients, because how many of you would agree that if you want to become masterful at something, you have to learn and train and get better? And people will say to me all the time, Susan, I want to be like you. But do you understand, at the beginning of every year, no matter what, with 5 kids, life, businesses that I plan, all of my own personal development where I can show up, people, sometimes do recognize me, but I can show up and I can do that work on myself, because how am I supposed to come and train you guys for free or train my clients who pay me a lot of money to work with me? How am I supposed to train anyone or audiences if I'm not working on myself? And when we work on ourselves, we are, whether it's in an event or we're watching something or we're immersed, and we make that decision, I'm going to make more money, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get healthy, I'm going to, find my soulmate, I'm going to do whatever. And the moment we make a decision, we send a loud, clear message that we want to be refined. And here's what amateurs think. It's like, I made the decision, now suddenly things are going to flow to me, and all I have to do is think of a pink feather, and pink feathers are going to magically appear. And that may happen initially as a confirmation, but the test is going to come. And leadership is forged in the flame of challenge. And so there I was sitting at Tony Robbins, and Tony's telling the story of this guru in India and talking about the difference between a beautiful state or a peak state. And that's when, we're on fire, and it doesn't matter how much sleep we've had or what's going on. We're just amazing. We're energized. And how many of you would agree, if you had more energy, you would get more stuff done? Yes or no? If you had more energy, you get more stuff done. And so, that was one of the things. In a beautiful state, we have more energy, we're alive, we can get things done. And, our kid is crying and we're totally okay with that, or we lock ourselves out of the house or whatever happens and we're like, it's all perfect, right? It's one of my favorite sayings. And then there's the painful state. The painful state is when we're in agony. We don't feel like we're getting what we want. We have apathy. We're feeling maybe depressed. We're anxious. We're angry. We're all of these things. And so there I was sitting at this Tony Robbins event with 12,000 people. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to spend more time living in a beautiful state. So here's what happens. I come home and my internet is out. Now, some of you may say, well, big deal. But my internet's out and I have all these back-to-back Zoom meetings. I have no internet. right? And I call and they're like, we're not going to have it until Wednesday. And I'm like, beautiful state. I'm resourceful, beautiful state. I'll figure it out. So I had a plan B. Shouts out to my girlfriend, Raquel. I was going to go work at her house or go to a hotel or do something. And then, I call, I get the technician to come. The technician comes, but then a whole series of things begin happening to try and take me out of that beautiful state. And the old Susan, the one who would go into the painful state and be like, oh man, this is not the way I want to start Monday. Like, what did I do wrong? Is it like, what's going on? I was like, no, I just stay in a beautiful state because this is my test. And so my first tip for you is when the test comes, embrace it. Write that down, please, if you're taking notes. Embrace the test, because when the test comes, what amateurs do is they flee. What leaders do is they embrace the test. They embrace the test, okay? And at our company, that's what we teach. And actually, the COO of our company, Tisha, something happened on Friday, and she said, what a great learning opportunity this is. And all of our upper level staff, they all go to Tony Robbins. They have to. It's part of working with me. I can't be surrounded by a bunch of people who are low conscious and don't get it and don't know how to work through challenges. So number one, we embrace it. We embrace that test, and we know that like if I go to the gym and I see Coach Riel is here. Riel is one of our coaches at the agency. I see Coach Renee as well. That if I go to the gym and I'm working out, how do I make my muscles grow? How do I make the muscle grow? It's not the workout. It's that I have to stress the muscle. I have to push. I used to be a personal trainer, 15 years. I have to push. I have to go and go until that point where the muscle's aching and shaking. And that means it's going to grow. It's the same thing for you in the test. You're going to shake and it's going to be hard and you're going to want to flee. But just remember, amateurs flee, leaders stay, and they get stronger. That's the first thing, embrace the challenge. Number two, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Because we declare it. So we say, oh yeah, I want to lose weight. So I did fasting for a day and I get on the scale and I'm only 1 pound down. I thought it'd be 5 because my friend got 5 pounds off by not eating for a day, whatever. So what can you learn from that? Maybe your body isn't going to embrace not eating for a whole day. Maybe you have to have some liquid protein throughout the day or something. You have to refine it. Maybe you decided to build a marketing funnel and you didn't get 100 leads and someone else did, but what can you do to refine it? What can you learn? That's number two. Number one's embrace. Number two is what? We learn from it. Okay. Number three, we want to change our physiology in that face of that challenge when we're tested. And so, when we're thinking about it, what's the physiology of someone who is let down and not focused? They slump their shoulders, they take their head low, right? You guys know what I mean. But the physiology of someone who's gonna go for it, their shoulders are back, they're focused. And so, even for myself today, I ordered a new tripod on Amazon. I'm not in my new office yet, that's just getting ready. And I'm like, you know what, I was sitting doing my lives, but when I speak in front of audiences, 10, 20,000 people, I'm standing up. So I ordered a new tripod. You get to see behind my head, there's me with Larry King, some other cool stuff in my office. And I'm like changing my physiology. I'm changing where I'm doing the Facebook Lives. Even today, I just feel more on top of things because I'm standing up and I'm doing what I normally do if you were in the audience and I was speaking. Right? So new tripod, new physiology, you guys get it. So if you're being challenged and you're sitting there and you're moping, stand up, put on some music, maybe some Salt and Pepper, that's what I play, Pitbull, do something, dance around, shake it off, and then get back to work. Do what you need to do. And that's my fourth and final point is focus in. Focus in. Where your energy goes, where your focus goes, your energy flows. That's what my mentor, Kathy, taught me, Kathy Smith. It's where your focus goes, your energy flows. And I want you to think about that, right? You change your physiology, you get up, you shake it off, you dance it out, random dance party. It's one of the core values of my new company, Agency A. It's like we embrace the random dance party. You shake it off and then you focus in and you get to work. Why is it that 50% of small businesses fail? And I'm not talking about direct selling and network marketing because it's not the same buy-in. right? You didn't have to invest $500,000 in that business. You bought your products, now you're in business. And I think that's some of the challenge with network marketing, is that people haven't made that investment, so they don't take it as seriously as if you had $500,000 on the line, you borrowed that money and you had to pay it back, right? Because if you're in a business where you can just kind of be like, well, if I don't call anyone, worst case scenario is I have to pay for my own products one more month. That's not the same risk as someone who's got investors and banks and different things they have to pay for. Are you guys with me? So I want you to treat it as though you have a massive investment, $500,000, $1 million, a few million, and you work and you focus and you push through. That's how you're going to get stronger. So final thing, guys, is make some sort of decision. Mine is beautiful state. Maybe yours is lose 10 pounds. Maybe, and you can hold me accountable. I just decided I'm going to release 10 pounds, and I'm literally giving myself 2 weeks to do it. I'm doing it. I spent 2 years being sick. I had to take a whole bunch of medications, gained a bunch of weight. I'm so over it. I'm done. So that's one of my decisions. So do you think I'm going to be tempted or tested? I wouldn't be surprised if my 21-year-old walks in the door with like a pizza or something. And that's like, pizza's like my love language. No, just kidding. I don't like sugar, but I'm like salty, savory kind of girl. So, whatever. And I'm fasting today. So yeah, I'm going to be tested. But you know what? I'm strong and you're strong, and I'm an overcomer and you're an overcomer, and I'm an achiever and you're an achiever. So if you are going to be all those things, and I know that you can be, then you're going to have to show up and you're going to have to be stronger. So with that, if this has been helpful, I would invite you to share it. If you have a comment, I would love to read it. If you have a topic that you want me to train on, let me know. And again, if you join late tonight at 6:30, myself, along with our amazing training team, we're going to be doing a presentation on business automation. Definitely check it out, especially if you have a business. AutomateMyBusiness.agency. So with that, God bless. Go rock your day. Tap yourself on the chest. Say, I am strong. Tap yourself on the chest. Say, I'm an achiever. I'm an overcomer. I've got this. And get in the game and make it happen. I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.